say, what's going on? All the way from America, and I don't know if you know, but I'm quite crazy, so at some point I'll just show you that. I'll prove it. I want to say thank you to Andy for inviting us. And actually, we're really fortunate. Tanya is here, and I want to say thank you to the Basingstoke Academy of Dancing for also and Jackie is here, and I want to say thank you to the Alexander Society for also inviting us. So it's pretty awesome to be here in the UK. I have to get used to that. England was always England, but now it's the UK. But dance is pretty fun because it is one of the languages that's made under God that you don't actually need words in order to communicate with people. And so it gives us the fortunate pleasure of traveling the world and being able to actually not only say something, but also to hear what people are saying back. And being in such a wonderful venue, in an intimate setting such as Fairfields, gives us an opportunity to do what we rarely get to do, and that is to be so close to the audience that you can feel them, and you can hear them breathe, and you can hear their reaction. And it's so palpable. I do want to thank you all for coming and giving us that opportunity to be in such close proximity to you all. So please, thank you. I also want to say, we're really excited. I know personally I am very excited to have shared the stage tonight with these wonderful young ladies who I think did a brilliant job. I want to say thank you. So perhaps a great place to start is if anyone has any kind of question about what you saw about dance, about how tall I am, anything of that nature, perhaps we could answer a few of your questions. Funny you should ask. Normally, I'll speak in the concept of traditional choreographers. Traditional choreographers, and I'll define that by saying a choreographer is nothing but a director who is in charge of movement. Okay, so it's kind of broad, but a traditional choreographer likes to think that we work for months and years on work, and we, boil and trouble and all this kind of stuff. But honestly, about 5 or 6 minutes before a concert, I think that there's a concept of ideas, and they maturate over some time. But I think what happens as we start to become seasoned in the art of choreography, that it changes from an art to a craft. And as it changes to a craft, there's so many landmarks that you know that can help you get to where you need to far quicker. And there's a sense of faith that you start to have in the ability, but more importantly in your dancers. When the choreographer stops thinking that somehow they command the stage and that it is their movement that somehow makes it all happen, and they share in the integrity and in the value and in the reward that the choreographer gets with the dancer, then you meet this really great harmony, and that allows for the piece to happen. So for myself personally, there's a work that I did that we did not do tonight called Rite of Passage. And I think these two ladies were in the company at that point, and they were like in their early teens. No, they're late teens actually. When I choreographed this first movement, and it probably took me 6 to 7 months to choreograph the first movement, which might have been all of, well actually the first movement ended up being the last movement, which ended up being about 6 or 7 minutes. The entire piece is a half evening work. And it took me about 2 hours to choreograph the next 4 works. Which I did, of course, 2 days before the concert. So that's like myself personally, but I have a lot of faith in the dancers that I work with, and I attempt to get them to have great faith in themselves. And from my disposition as a male, I try to teach them that it's their job to understand how valuable their opinion is, even in the presence of a man, so that they can actually be seen. So that they can be seen and they can be heard. And that's something that I learned. It wasn't something that I said, hey, I learned that art from my mom. Yes, so traditionally, we would think a long time, but honestly, I think that it happens the closer we get to the date of performance. I think the more concentrated and the quality of the design. The more time we have, it doesn't work. It's like a diamond. It needs pressure. When there's pressure, really great things come. The hotter the fire, the greater the creation. So that's kind of my take. What do you think?